we're back at the barn now. I don't know how clear this is going to be through the camera lens, but the whole barn foundation is starting to lurch toward the barnyard. If you go downstairs, you can really tell how bad it's leaning. But here on the face of the barn, the rock wall for the entire wall has given away, and you can see right down inside. So that beam used to be butted up right up against this retaining wall here. And you can see that the whole foundation is heaved and twisting and nothing, it's not level in any way. So to keep the cows from being under this when it finally decides to give, we're just going to go ahead and finish tearing it down ourselves. Now, these beams, wouldn't say necessarily this part of this one would make a good one, but these beams would make good fence posts if they're not totally rotted. So we're going to see which ones we can salvage. A couple on the inside I think are in pretty good condition if I can get them out of there in one piece. If we go through and pull this apart and turns out that I can't get any fence posts that are worth saving, then so be it. I guess it's all going down to the ditch. Well, one thing I am concerned about is that there's a water line sticking up out of the ground over there, but hopefully the wall will kind of stay in place. It won't hurt the pipe there too much. If it does, then, well, it's going to be interesting because we won't have any water out here. We'll have to do something about that when we get it all cleaned up if it does end up bursting the line or whatever, but I can shut that off in the house. So that's pretty much all I gotta watch out for. I think this would be a really good fence post right here, this beam, if I could salvage whatever's good on it, which is all of it actually. But this is the big summer project that needed to get done. It's unfortunate that the cows aren't going to have any winter shelter in the barnyard anymore, but it's becoming a very, very big safety issue. On this side of the barnyard, that beam just popped out and landed by happenstance on that fence post. So I'm worried that it is gonna destroy this part of the fence, which if it does, it does. I'm gonna try to keep it from destroying as much as I can, but right now my current game plan is to come in here with the JCB and just start picking away at it. I feel like if I pull this beam, the whole barn's gonna go, but hopefully pulling that beam out will reduce the chances of it landing on the rest of this fence, but there's no guarantees here. So let's go ahead and hop in the JCB and start picking away at it. JCB isn't a rock star. I love this thing. Here's what we've got left of the barn foundation to clean up. We've been trying to set the rock off to the side because we've got a guy who's interested in it. And instead of putting it down in the ditch, I'd rather it get reused. So we've been setting it off to the side, try to get it out of the way. And I'm gonna try cleaning up the rest of this today. So when we were working on this the other day, I blew a hydraulic line on the arm of the JCB. So we took it to get it serviced because the line goes down underneath. And we were looking at it and said, yeah, let's just take it and get it serviced. And I was happy with the turnaround time on the hydraulic line and everything. The install, I think that they did a good job of that. I cleaned up the arm and it doesn't seem to be leaking anymore, which is great. But there is just one thing that really irked me about taking to get it serviced. And that's the fact that when I took it there, the window was not broken. And when I went to pick it up, it was. It's the first thing I noticed when I walked up to it. And I'm just really disappointed about that because when I confronted them about it, they called the guy who worked on it and he said, no, it was broken when I was working on it. And I just have a hard time believing that the window that's on the side that it was getting worked on was the one to break, because it's just too good of a coincidence. To me, it looks like someone had leaned into it and it broke. I mean, judging by the brake pattern here, I mean, it's almost like someone put their shoulder into it. Maybe when they were wrenching on these bolts here to get the cover off, they pushed into it too hard and broke it out. But it just kind of irks me because they didn't own up to it. Luckily for us, the JCB itself is fully insured. The only issues that we've had with this thing in the last 3 years that we've had it have just been a leaky hydraulic line here or there, and that one has been a building issue. I see that it's been leaking, and the reason that I took it over there was because you have to go in and take off one or two other hoses to get down to the one that they replaced, which is this one right here. So doesn't look like it's leaking anymore. That glass is protected by the arm, so it's not like, you know, someone could have backed into it and broke it or bumped into it. You would have had to be up here, or if you had the arm up, and been leaning into it like this. So I don't know, I hope that it'll stay solid until we get the replacement at the end of the week. It should. The glass is laminated. It's a very high quality glass that JCB has on here. I don't know, just kind of my daily frustrations. So we got the grapple bucket back on the JCB. What do you say we hop in it and finish cleaning up that barn foundation project that we started the other day and wrap this thing up? She wasn't gone that long, but I really missed the JCB while it was gone. Upon closer inspection of the wood down in the barn, I would say that a lot of this stuff is just too rotten to be used for even as posts. We salvaged a couple of the posts that we thought were pretty good yet. I mean, there's even some good 2x6s and 2x4s in here that we're keeping, but a lot of them are just too rotten to reuse. Looks like that corner one over there, I want to pull that one out yet. These ones are too rotten, so they're going to need to go down into the ditch. I mean, a plant's growing out of that one there, and that one over there. But there's not a lot left to clean up, really. I need to get in here, clean up the rest of this rock along this wall. I don't know what I'm going to do here quite yet, whether I'm going to leave the rock that stands there for the time being. But eventually, I mean, I could see us leveling this all off so there's a nice slope to it. But for now, we're just trying to get this mess cleaned up. Well, the fun's over for today. I got half of that bunk cleaned up, and it looks better than what I had anticipated. But I don't think I'm gonna get away with just leveling it out, because there isn't a layer of cement where that bunk was in the center. And I wanted to tear it out to hopefully try to use this pad in the short term. Long term, I think the concrete pad's gonna have to go. But I mean, it's working out real nice. I mean, I'm getting it pretty well cleaned out and flattened out over here. I mean, I have a full driving area on this side. It was a mess over here before, but I got the big chunks pulled out from where the foundation went and met the concrete that goes out over there. And I was working on this bunk in the center here when I think that the bucket pinched. I know it pinched. The bucket pinched one of the hydraulic hoses here. So you can see right there we had a blowout. Coated the front of the JCB pretty good, but it's not going to be a bad fix. I'm going to take this off tonight, go get a new hose, hopefully tomorrow, and be back at it in a day or two. But that's going to be pretty much it for this video. I'm going to hurry up and take this hose off. So there's still pressure on it, as you can see. Now, the really nice thing about the JCB is that it's got this pressure relief right here. If I pull on this, this is going to go down and take all the pressure off of the hoses. It's slow, but it's noticeable. The rock bucket in particular, it's extremely important that you're able to do that on, because it doesn't seem like the pressure relief works on the Bobcat. And whenever we hook the grapple up to the Bobcat and unhook it, even if we hook the hoses together, it is a pain trying to hook them back up. It just seems like there's always pressure behind it. So let's go ahead and take this off. All right, so it's the top hose we got to take out. Nobody blame me for using the little knuckle buster, all right? If it works, it works. Well, that was easy. There you have it. One new hose later and we should get back in action. But that pretty much wraps up this video. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to check out all of our other videos. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Snapchat. All how farms work. And with that, I'll see you next time.